You are about to enter the fantasy football show. Please stand by like a boss. Estás entrado al fantasía fútbol novelas. Espera con el patrón. Smitty is live Monday through Friday, 7 p.m. Eastern. You are about to enter the fantasy football show. Please stand by like a boss. Estás entrado al fantasía fútbol novelas. Espera con el patrón. You are about to enter the fantasy football show. Please stand by like a boss. Estás entrado al fantasía fútbol novelas. Espera con el patrón. You are about to enter the fantasy football show. Please stand by like a boss. Estás entrado al fantasía fútbol novelas. Espera con el patrón. You are about to enter the fantasy football show. Please stand by like a boss. Estás entrado al...
Live from SmittyOne.com studios, it's the Fantasy Football Show. Live! Monday through Friday, 7 p.m. Eastern.
Take a lap.
Boy, oh boy, do we have a lot to go over and break down. We've got good news followed by bad news with Kenneth Walker and good news with James Cook. And so your boy Smitty came on and predicted Houston, New York Jets to land potentially Hall and Walker in any combination. And one of those came true. Breece Hall landing to the New York Football Jets. As predicted, they would land one of these running backs. And as predicted, they've had, in my opinion, one of the best drafts we've ever seen, maybe will ever see for the next 10 years or more, in the top 38 picks overall. So in the top 40, they got Sauce Gardner, they got Jermaine Johnson, they got Garrett Wilson, and they got Breece Hall. These New York Football Jets are on their way. This is the Cincinnati Bengals 2.0. So we've got an amazing landing spot for Breece Hall. Dude's going to be electric. Dude's the clear 1.1 without question, without hesitation, without equivocation. But now we have a dilemma on our hands. We have the probably the is equal of a talent, if not a little bit more, in Kenneth Walker landing in a very, very bad spot. So you got Kenneth Walker going to Seattle. It could be eventually a good location. We don't really know. We can't predict the future. But if we look at the fact that this team has a bad offensive line, no quarterback, and another running back already on roster that just got signed, so we worry about, like, what's the volume going to be like? It's tough to say. It looks like Ritter just got selected by the Atlanta Falcons. Desmond Ritter, quarterback, drafted to the Atlanta Falcons. That is good news for Kyle Pitts. That is good news for Drake London. That's good news for this Atlanta Falcons team that needed a quarterback. Pretty surprising how far Ritter is falling, how far Malik Willis is continuing to fall. Malik Willis is a guy that I thought could go in the top 10. This is unbelievable. I'm not saying Ritter's the real deal. I'm not saying Ritter is going to absolutely surprise anybody. We don't really know. He's got upside. He's got potential. Put him in a situation where he can at least try and prove himself. There's a lot of opportunity in Atlanta. I don't think Mariota is the guy. So that's a good spot for Ritter to try and prove himself. But back on point with these running backs. Breece Hall, phenomenal location. Top 5 to 10 running back right now. We've been touting this guy, Breece Hall, in the 15 to 22 range. Saying, hey, ADP, especially best ball ADP, where you can go to Underdog Fantasy, I might remind you, Smitty1.com, click on the Underdog Fantasy banner and get into a best ball draft. If you do a minimum deposit of $10 over at Underdog Fantasy by going to Smitty1.com, clicking the banner, or just using promo code Smitty, your boy Smitty's going to give you a free 10-minute phone call. So go to Smitty1.com, click on that banner, and get yourself in the mix for that. I will say this. I will say that in best ball and in early redraft, mock drafting, or if you draft early and redraft, which you probably don't, or in dynasty, that value of Breece Hall, where he was going in the beginning of the third round or mid third round, that's over. That's done. Breece Hall has now breached the second round. And if you're smart and you know what time it is, you know that Breece Hall is worthy enough of going in the 11 to like 15 range. We won't exploit that until we have to. We won't go down that road until we have to. All of us here are knowledgeable in that we know how to use ADP to our advantage. Do we not? That's what we train for. That's why we do what we do. We're not going to go out on a limb and draft a guy at 10 or 11 if we can get him at 18, 22, 25. Same thing with Javonte Williams. I have people still DMing me this very moment and asking me if they should. Yeah, so Smitty, I watched your 3 videos and I appreciate your take on Javonte, and I'm with you. I disagree with all the people that say you're wrong on Javonte Williams. So, do I take him at 3 still? No, you don't take him at 3. Javonte Williams has a new gift of an ADP in the late second round at the very highest. If you take Javonte Williams any earlier than you have to, no way am I advising anyone to take Javonte Williams higher than you have to. Am I advising anyone to take Breece Hall any higher than you have to? The answer is no, no, and no. Because winning fantasy football drafts and dominating your league mates has to do with taking advantage of ADP at every turn. Is reaching okay? Yes. Would I take Breece Hall at 15 when he's going at 3.1? That's okay. Why? Because the upside is still tremendous. There's so much top 5 to 10 overall upside in Breece Hall, which we've hammered home all offseason, that you can take him at 15 to 18 and still hit it out of the park. Not just do well, not just get your value back. You can hit it out of the park at 15 to 18, at 15 to 20. Now, we're probably looking at a lot of people getting cute in your upcoming drafts, mock drafts, dynasty drafts, where everyone's going to say Breece Hall can be number 10, number 11, number 12, number 14. So get ready to pay a fair price now for Breece Hall. The sale is over. Sales season on Breece Hall is over. Breece Hall is definitely going to be a guy you're going to have to pay the piper for now. He still could outdo 15, 16 overall value, because that's where I told you to grab him if you wanted to reach. So if you can still get him at 14, 15, I think you probably can for a little while. That's amazing. If you've got to take him at 11 or 12, He's worth it later, but right now, don't even sniff the first round. Don't get overexcited about Breece Hall. If we jump in a mock draft, don't start taking him at 10, 11, 12. You're going to help ruin his ADP. Let's let that climb naturally so that we can take advantage of Breece Hall being our second drafted player walking into 2022 drafts everywhere. In Dynasty, he probably has first round ADP. You're not going to get him in the second round in the Dynasty startup. He's the 1.1 in rookie only drafts by far without hesitation or equivocation. Breece Hall in Dynasty, top 8 overall pick lock. And you're going to have to pay that. In redraft, we don't need to pay first round value yet. Don't do it until we have to. If we have to, we will reconvene during an emergency, The Fantasy Football Show live stream, and we will decide whether it is time to invest in Breece Hall at 11 or 12 or 10 overall value. So I will let you know when the time is right. Breece Hall is the man. You'd take Breece Hall over Monty, Smitty? Would I take Breece Hall over Montgomery? Let me ask you a question after you take your lap.
Take a lap.
I'll call you Mario. Mario, don't take offense to taking a lap. Taking a lap is good. It's good for your health. Gets you in good shape. There's nothing wrong with it. Okay, so don't take offense to it. But you take Breece Hall over Monty. I would take Breece Hall over Monty by the mere indication of where I just told you to draft Breece Hall at 15, 18, home run. Montgomery doesn't sniff the second round. Montgomery probably doesn't sniff the third round. Montgomery's an excellent fourth round pick, bro. But you just asked me, basically, can you get Breece Hall in round 4 by this question? I appreciate you, Mario. I love that you're here. And Mario, let me tell you something. Even though I made you take a lap, your question is helping other people, and making you take a lap is emphasizing my point. So you are a part of this show, and you are a part of the fabric of this show. You've been woven in, and I can't thank you enough for asking a question that helps so many people that might be thinking the same thing you're thinking. But the answer is they aren't even close. They are not even close. Breece Hall is a league winner in the second round. Don't take him in the first because we don't have to yet, people. We don't have to yet. Tie your shoes before you take your lap, says CJ. It's okay. It's okay. Breece or Naji. This is also a good question in Dynasty, but if this is a redraft question, Brandon.
Take a lap.
But, Brandon, let me explain. So, Najee Harris got a quarterback that they may not use right away, but at least there's a backup. Pickett's there. There's a backup. There's an opportunity. They're improving the offensive line a little bit. They're going to continue to. I'm looking at the picks here. Ritter went to the Falcons. Jones, wide receiver to the Bears. That's an awful pick. God, the Bears missed their opportunity to get a wide receiver. Breece Hall. Najee's the number 3 overall. Najee's the number 3 overall. Or number 4, number 5. I wouldn't be opposed in a redraft setting to put Kupp, Jamar Chase, Jefferson, then Najee. Like, you could do that. You can go JT, then it's the 3 wide receivers, then Najee. Or JT, Najee, then the 3 wide receivers. In Dynasty, Najee Harris is still in that same, or in Dynasty, he's still in the top 3 or 4 or 5. Breece Hall does breach and get real close to that top 7. He breaches the top 7 and gets real close to that Najee Harris point. But Najee's still the number 1 pick between the two. Najee Harris he's set up for years and years to come. Yes, the offense is potentially going to struggle a little bit, but the Jets offense is still getting in the rhythm too. Do I think there's a world where Breece could be ranked higher than Najee? Is there a world where I'm okay with you trading Najee straight up for Breece Hall in Dynasty? Yes, but you're asking a redraft question. You're saying Breece or Najee in redraft. So in Dynasty, your question makes sense. And they're very, very close and they're arguable. No laps are being taken if anybody's going to draft Breece Hall over Najee or Najee over Breece Hall in Dynasty. But in redraft, take another lap.
Take a lap.
You don't need to take a full lap. You already took a lap. But Brandon, hope that answers your question. And Brandon, I'm also very grateful for you asking that question because it helps other people. So don't take offense because you're taking laps. Nobody get all upset because you're taking a lap. Swift, Javonte, or Hall in Dynasty. Probably Hall. Then Javonte and Swift are arguable because there are a lot of people that I think are questioning Javonte enough to where their ADPs are very close, so you could argue them. Who do I ultimately want? I want Hall, then Javonte, or Javonte, then Hall. I don't think it's crazy to like Hall over Javonte in Dynasty. That doesn't mean that I'm scared about Melvin Gordon. I love Breece Hall. In Dynasty, I love this New York Jets situation. And back to the redraft question about Naji versus Breece Hall, which is take a lap worthy because Naji's top 3 or 4 and Hall is you can get away with 15 to 18. In Dynasty, honestly, since I've been talking, I'm going back and forth on whether I think Breece Hall should be 3 or 4 overall or 2 overall. Like, it's arguable. I love Breece Hall in Dynasty. So in Dynasty, it's Hall. Like, he's right there. He's in an amazing situation. He's playing with Zach Wilson in an unbelievably set up offense and defense. The Jets football team's going to be phenomenal moving forward. Hit the like button on your way in the door, by the way. Javonte, I love Javonte, but Hall is slightly higher than Naji, or than Javonte. Just slightly higher. But I love Javonte Williams. I think he's a great value, but we have to be careful when we define how much we like him versus what we can get away with, because Javonte Williams is a steal right now. People are freaking out left and right about Melvin Gordon. Even in Dynasty, it's affecting Javonte a little bit. You got to take advantage of it. You have to take advantage of it. If you don't take advantage of it, it's a big miss, a big whiff in terms of taking advantage of the ADP and the cost of entry opportunity you have in Javonte Williams. Swift I like a lot, but Javonte ahead of him. So it's Hall and Javonte kind of in their own tier, a little tier break, not a big one, but then Swift after that. James Cook, a lot of people asking about James Cook. So let's go over the running backs real quick. We got Breece Hall, the number 1, locked and loaded, no question about it. Tier of his own running back. Now we've got to talk about James Cook versus Kenneth Walker. Kenneth Walker, the far superior running back. I don't care what anybody says, that's how I feel. Far superior running back in Kenneth Walker. Okay? But he's in a bad situation right now that has a lot of red flags. While I'm trying to be optimistic, and when the pick first came in, my jaw dropped. And then I said to myself, maybe there's some upside here. Let me think about this. I kept trying, and it real quickly came to the conclusion I'm justifying if I try and even defend this Seattle Seahawks location. I tried it to exercise it out and see if it's something that I need to look at deeper. Sometimes you got to digest stuff. Some people freaking out about Melvin Gordon. I think people have had time to digest that, and now they've realized that they're overreacting. And I'll talk about that more in a minute as it relates to Breece Hall. But Kenneth Walker, you've got no offensive line. You've got no quarterback. You're going to have a rotation of quarterbacks potentially at some point this year, because there's no way if Drew Lock starts the year, he will finish the year, or if Geno Smith starts the year, he will finish the year. Maybe Seattle finds a way to get Malik Willis. Is he still not taken? He's still not taken. If Seattle gets Malik Willis, that could be a good situation. Seattle's got a pick coming up, I think. No, they don't have a pick in this round. Malik Willis will probably go at some point in this round. You've got to think the Pittsburgh Steelers should have taken Malik Willis. I don't understand why they took Pickett. I don't like Pickett. He's okay. I'm not predicting necessarily him being a bust, but I'm not excited about him. I'm more of I'll let him prove it to me, but I'm not going to invest in Pickett. But it's good that the Steelers have an option in case Trubisky doesn't work out. But in talking about these running backs, with Breece Hall at number 1, clear-cut top overall running back in fantasy football, Breece Hall. What are we doing at 2? Who's the number 2 running back? Not number 2 overall in a rookie-only draft. I feel like we can go over that too at the end of or after we go over the running backs. Let's just stick with running backs right now. Breece Hall's the number 1 overall running back by far and away. No hesitation whatsoever. Is James Cook the now number 2? Is Kenneth Walker, because he's the superior talent, the number 2? when Smitty was saying Willis wasn't going to make it out of the top 5. Honestly, something must have happened. I don't know why Willis is not getting taken. Willis literally had scouts drooling over his pro day. This is absolutely crazy. It's crazy. Malik Willis to the Lions coming up, bro. That would be really good. That's a great call, bro. That's a great call. Lions pick is how far down? 33. Right now, it's pick 15 in the 3rd round. That would be a great call. I think Dable might consider it at 17, bro. Dable at 17, the Giants. Dable knows what he knows. He needs another quarterback. He knows that Danny Dimes isn't a thing. Eagles could grab him and cause controversy. I hope they don't. Yeah, past that, bro. I'm looking at it. Tannehill. Maybe the Titans think about it. Bucks. Maybe the Bucks think about planning for Brady. You know, talk to Brady about it first, obviously. Yeah, Lions. You're right. Michael K. CPA might be on the money on this one. The Lions. If the Lions take them with Jamison Williams, Swift, St. Brown, Lions are crushing the draft. That makes a lot of sense, Michael K. CPA. The Lions at pick 33. I could see it happening, bro. I could see it happening. Man, this is crazy. I don't understand. This Malik Willis oversight has to be, like, every team passing on him, something has to have come out. Like, we might hear about it later, but it doesn't make any sense because it wasn't like he had bad film and the combine just got people, like, excited, like a newfound, oh, this guy looks good at the combine, but he didn't do what. Like, people were excited going into his combine. He was kind of the number 1 ranked quarterback. His combine blew him up. Everybody loved him. What on earth happened? We're sitting here in round 3 at pick 79 overall, and Malik Willis has yet to be taken. It doesn't make any sense. Yeah, Seattle could take him, I suppose, for sure. At 109, you said? 109's a ways away, though. Man, this is absolutely insane. Back to the running back question. So we're sitting here, guys, thumbs up if you're new. Appreciate you being here. Breece Hall, number 1, no question. Who's number 2? Is it James Cook in Buffalo? Is it still Kenneth Walker in Seattle because you assume that they fixed the quarterback position in time? Give him 1 year and still in Dynasty you need to invest in Kenneth Walker. Or will Kenneth Walker be wasted away on this roster that has Penny, no quarterback, a bad offensive line, many red flags everywhere? Are we doing what we did with Clyde Edwards-Helaire, where we're trying to use just talent? And don't tell me Clyde doesn't have talent. That's the first thing people say because a player busts. Oh, they're garbage. They don't have talent. Clyde Edwards-Helaire is not a talented guy. Clyde Edwards-Helaire got swallowed up by a bad situation that honestly, your boy Smitty should have seen that this KC situation wasn't great for him walking into that year. But it was tough to tell because the KC Chiefs had running back after running back after running back producing elite numbers. They did sidetrack and create a kind of a different type of offense with the running back, and that ended up holding true walking into Clyde Edwards-Helaire's beginning couple years of his career. I will say that Clyde is the top dog walking into this season, and because you can get him at like 7 or 8 round value, Clyde does have value this year. Hopefully he does get a chance to shine. I don't think Rojo will learn the playbook or scheme fast enough because it's very complicated in KC. But this feels, Kenneth Walker feels like, because he's so talented, it's going to be easy to be like, let's overlook the situation. But I'm fearful that we're seeing a very similar situation that we had with Clyde, where we tried to let talent override a questionable situation. Now, I will say this. I'm still going to be on team Kenneth Walker if he falls to the right spot. If Kenneth Walker's sitting there at 4th or 5th overall in a rookie-only draft, I'm probably going to take him in 1 or 2 leagues because I love his talent and skill set. But I'm pretty sure that we need to go a different direction, at least the 1.2 and probably 1.3. Maybe he's worth it at the 1.4, 5, 6 overall. but we can't really put Kenneth Walker at number 2 right now. Not to mention Rachaad White still has to find his home. Where will Rachaad White land in this upcoming or the remaining 3rd round and maybe 4th round? I don't like Rachaad White going later than round 4 because teams are weird about how they value players. And I just think that if you get drafted in like rounds 5, 6, 7, a lot of times it ends up making you a player that teams don't believe in and give you an opportunity. I think if we were to see Rachaad White go in the end of round 3 here, or at the top of 4, or anywhere in 4, and he lands in a great location, we could very well see Rachaad White climb to the number 2 overall running back. Rachaad White goes in the 5th or 6th round to a team, or goes undrafted or whatever, to a team that doesn't really have a great situation. He could fall off of the top 4 or 5 list altogether. So landing spot's going to be critical for Rachaad White. As of right now, James Cook might arguably be the running back 2 from this draft class, which is not shocking. He's very talented. Situation definitely could have dictated, whether he was going to be great or good or bad. And in this case, he lands in a very good spot. I wouldn't assume that he's going to for sure be the starter right away. This could be something where it's a little bit slow moving. I think Kenneth Walker, there's an argument to make that Kenneth Walker still could be, as good of a prospect, but you just want to grab him later, like I said, at 4 or 5. I think the wide receivers come into play in a rookie-only draft to where you might draft Garrett Wilson before you draft Kenneth Walker. But maybe after Garrett Wilson's gone, Jameson Williams is gone, and obviously Breece Hall going 1.1, then maybe you jump back into the James Cook and Kenneth Walker game. But James Cook in Buffalo, it's going to look nice to a lot of people, and I'm excited about it, but Singletary's still there. James Cook was thought to be, by a lot of scouts and analysts out there, to be hard-pressed to be a 3-down back. I kind of disagree. As long as he puts on a little bit of weight, I think he could be potentially an every-down back, but he doesn't feel as talented as Rachaad White. He doesn't feel as gifted as Kenneth Walker or Breece Hall. He feels like a guy that landed in the best situation that we all had hoped for one of the 2 running backs, Breece Hall and Kenneth Walker. But James Cook doesn't scream top 5 running back in the NFL or in fantasy football. He doesn't really scream top 10 running back in the NFL either, although his situation kind of does. So it's kind of a mixed bag for me. I like him. I think I need more time to digest it. I most certainly don't want to give you an impression that James Cook can't excite me in the coming hours and days. Let me think about it over the course of the night and into tomorrow. Maybe I get more and more excited about James Cook. Right now, I feel like him and Walker aren't they're kind of together with Rachaad White, who we don't even know where he's going. I feel like these 3 running backs are very, very close, and I don't know who to put at number 2 yet, and I'm not ready to lock it in. I can only tell you that based on situation, Cook is probably the lead candidate for most people for ADPs for upcoming drafts. Cook is the likely number 2 running back right now. But we need to wait and see where Rachaad White lands. We need to wait and see where some of these other running backs potentially land. But as of right now, it's very cloudy past Breece Hall. If you're doing a rookie-only draft, you're probably going Breece Hall, and you're probably going Garrett Wilson. You're probably going Breece Hall, Garrett Wilson. You might even go Jameson Williams and Christian Watson and then go back to the running backs. It's kind of strange. If I was a GM, I would have jumped on Kenneth Walker. I would have jumped on Breece Hall earlier. This waiting on a running back is just because it's the way people do it. It's not because it makes a whole bunch of sense. I understand running backs break down. I get it. But they're still very valuable. And if you put Kenneth Walker in the right situation, he would have helped a team like the Texans take that next step. He would have helped a team, even like the Eagles, taking Kenneth Walker would have been interesting, because I don't think they believe in Miles Sanders, and you put Kenneth Walker under the command of a Hurts-led offense. You've got Hurts, you've got Kenneth Walker, you got the 2 wide receivers now in Devontae Smith and A.J. Brown, and you got yourself a team. I would have much rather seen that than see Kenneth Walker go to a Seattle Seahawks team that has a bad offensive line, no quarterback. You don't even know if DK Metcalf's going to be there. I assume he probably will be. It's concerning, guys. This is not Breece Hall, and then it's cloudy. Breece Hall and Cloudy. Garrett Wilson, Jameson Williams, Watson, and then Cloudy. Like, Treylon Burks in Tennessee's Cloudy, because you're probably not looking at the long-term quarterback there. Drake London in Atlanta, it's cloudy. They got Ritter there, but who knows? You know, like I think Ritter could be okay, but you don't know. So London cloudy, Olave cloudy, because Winston's not a long-term option. He can barely stay healthy. So Olave, London, and Burks are all in potential eventual quarterback revolving door situations. It's all cloudy. Mechie, I like Mechie. Mechie's a pretty good wide receiver. Mechie is a guy that I could see. He went at what pick was it? It was in the second round, I believe. Mechie went at he went to the Texans at 44 overall. I like Mechie, but he's not in a great situation yet unless Mills proves to be, an elite quarterback, which I don't know that he's going to prove that. Let's go to the wide receivers. We'll break down these wide receiver landing spots. Prospects, wide receivers, and then we'll look at so Pickens landed let's see here, the Steelers. That's right, they sent Claypool up to the podium to announce the George Pickens pick. And I know people are going to say, well, they lost Juju, it's okay if they grab another wide receiver. No, not really. George Pickens was in my opinion, and in a lot of people's opinions, a wide receiver that had a first round grade to his name. So George Pickens is a first round wide receiver. You sent Claypool up to the podium, and then boom. Sky Moore, yeah, this list was made before that Sky Moore pick, so we got to reorganize Sky Moore. He's on the list. So let's move Sky Moore down or up. Pickens, I'd say Pickens is maybe here. Let's see here, Olave. I'd say Sky Moore and KC is now better than all of these guys. I'd say Sky Moore is probably 1, 2, 3, 4. He's fourth. He's white. He's got the white background because when I made this list, he wasn't drafted yet. So now we got to move his color to red. George Pickens is still he's at the Steelers. So I got to make that gold. And now we have it all current. So Sky Moore is the 1, 2, 3, 4th ranked wide receiver. His situation's pretty good. It's not like a lock. I know everyone thinks that Casey's like the best situation for him, but that Casey's been known to draft players and not fully utilize them. Although with the hole at wide receiver at the wide receiver position, it's hard to imagine Sky Moore not getting full opportunity. So Sky Moore is definitely the 4th wide receiver in my mind. Giants wide receiver Robinson, not a fan of that pick at all, bro. Giants just botched some of these opportunities they had. I think they should have grabbed Malik Willis a couple times. I think London's got a good opportunity, but I don't think you can really. Wandell is speedy but very small, 5'8", 178. Yeah, Wandell is not. That was not a great pick. That was not a great. Wandell Robinson to the New York Giants. Wandell Robinson. I should probably put him on the list, but it was a bad pick. Wandell Robinson. He's okay. He's okay, but it was just some of these picks were head scratching. I would put him last on this list of wide receivers. Sky Moore's there at number 4. Watson and Green Bay's a great landing spot. Jameson Williams said Detroit's great. If Malik Willis goes to Detroit, that's a phenomenal landing spot for Malik Willis. Pair Malik Willis. I don't care about the doubters. Unless there's something that comes out that all the teams heard of and heard about, which might be the case, I think everyone's overlooking Malik Willis. You give Malik Willis to the Detroit Lions this late in a draft, and then you pair him with Jameson Williams, St. Brown, and DeAndre Swift. The Detroit Lions are turning things around quick. Burks is probably close to the number 1 wide receiver skill set wise, bro, but he landed in just an okay situation for the long term. I'm not a big fan of what they're doing there. They're going to lose more games. You got to think about this. You can't just say, oh, well, A.J. Brown leaves, he's going to get all of A.J. Brown's work. Now that A.J. Brown is gone, they'll move the chains less. The team will be in scoring position less. They will live in the red zone less. So Traylon Burke's situation just got downgraded big time. Nakobe Dean was a good pick for the Eagles. That was a good pick. So I don't love the Traylon Burks situation. I like Sky Moore better. I like Christian Watson and Green Bay better. I like Jameson Williams because he's my number 1 overall ranked wide receiver, and I like Garrett Wilson's situation for the now and the future best of all. Best of all. Crazy, man. Crazy. If I'm doing a rookie only mock draft, let's go to the board and break this all down. We'll do a rookie mock draft right now. Okay. I would say number 1. Sorry, I'm still moving cords around all over. I got a computer. I got to get out of here. Rookie mock. 1.1, 1.2, 1.3, 1.4, 1.5, 1.6, 1.7, 1.8. We might just get to 8 because it's going to get really cloudy. This is Hall by far and away, the number 1 overall pick in rookie only drafts. 1.2, to be honest with you, is very, very tough, but I think you got to go with Garrett Wilson. His situation is phenomenal. Garrett Wilson is the number 2. 1.3, probably, if we're thinking long term, Jameson Williams, J. Will, probably 3. I think here you could go Cook, James Cook. Right here, Walker, which is a value, and I kind of like that. Same thing with Javonte Williams. You got to kind of let situation make them fall. And once situation falls, that creates tremendous value. So Walker and Cook at 4 and 5 is very similar. I could be okay with Cook being 5 and Walker being 4, but I think situationally this makes more sense. And this right here, we got to let Walker fall to at least this 1.5 to really take advantage of the situation. So definitely think this is crazy, bro. God, I don't even know what to think. It's hard to rank it. And then you look at these wide receivers like Christian Watson, Sky Moore, Traylon Burks, Drake London. You've got Rashad White, James Cook, Kenneth Walker. Okay, we got all that. So I would say at this point, I'll probably go with Watson, Sky Moore. Let's see. Watson, Sky Moore. We don't know where Rashad White's going, though. Alec Pierce went to the Colts, which was a good pick. Obviously, I didn't put that on the list yet, but that's a good pick. We need to put him on the list. I'll put him. He'll be on other rankings. Don't worry. Let's take a look at this. Let's go to round 3. I'm just making sure Rashad White hasn't been taken yet. He hasn't. Man, this is so tough. I'd probably say, for right now, Sky Moore, then Rashad White. Let's see, London. I guess London. And then 1.8 or 1.9, 1.10. 1.11, 1.12. I'd probably say this is where you put Rashad White for now, but know that he could climb so high if he lands in a great spot. He could climb, all the way up to like 4 or 5 if his spot is great. Olave, Pickens. So we get the running backs. We've got Cook, we've got Walker, we've got Rashad White. I'm not a fan of Spiller, but let's see where he lands. I like Menchie a little bit. Mechie went to, where'd he go? Didn't he go to the Texans? I think Mechie went to the Texans. Olave. I mean, this right here, it's tough to say. I'd probably say that's my ranking so far. So Breece Hall 1.1, Garrett Wilson 1.2, Jamison Williams, wide receiver, Detroit Lions, number 3, James Cook, Buffalo Bill running back, number 4, Kenneth Walker, Seattle Seahawks, but like this is value here. Burks, yeah, Burks. Yeah, let's put Burks. Let's put Burks at 9, sorry. Good looking out. Burks. White. Olave. And Pickens, I guess. But Pickens' situation is not good. It's not good. Damn. What do we do here? Pickens' situation is awful. It could be a running back. It could be like White. It could be White. It could be Brian Robinson. It could be Pierce. Insane, man. Insane. Dotson potentially. Superflex. We're not doing rookie Superflex yet. Let's see here. What's up, media? Spiller catching passes out of the backfield from Josh Allen equals money. Why do you keep saying that though, Michael KCPA? Because they drafted James Cook. I saw you say that a couple times. Spiller catching passes out of the backfield from Josh Allen equals money. They drafted Cook. I don't think they're drafting Spiller. Not to mention, I just don't like Spiller at all. He's so slow. But appreciate you. But I don't know if you were thinking he got drafted or if you heard something I didn't. You super chatted. Sorry, pal, I didn't see it. Let me throw it on here. Terry Roberts with the super chat. Smitty, why do you think Walker wasn't taken by Houston? What is the GM thinking? I don't know, bro. It's such a disappointing landing spot, Seattle. I'm really bummed about it. I tried to make the best of it when I saw it. I thought to myself, okay, how can we see this becoming a good situation? But then I thought, you know what? Why am I forcing this? This is similar to other situations where you let bias get injected in, and I feel like I definitely hope that they get a quarterback and they build the offensive line out a little bit, and maybe in a year and a half or a year we could see Kenneth Walker rise and shine. You know what I mean? Like, not every running back blows up in year one. Usually you kind of need to, but it can happen. It can happen where year 2 or 3 you have a monster year. Like Javonte Williams didn't have the years that we thought maybe they should have had or could have had, right? So like year 2 could, if the Seahawks fix their quarterback situation fast, if let's say Malik Willis falls, then we might be looking at a quicker turnaround. Like, wouldn't that be a crazy turn of events if Malik Willis falls to the Seahawks, and then now all of a sudden it's like maybe Kenneth Walker's life gets revived a little bit. Like Kenneth Walker, if Malik Willis falls to the Seahawks, and I'm refreshing, I don't think he's gone yet. I'm in the middle of a show, so I might be missing things here or there. Malik Willis still has not been taken. If Malik Willis, who I think is the best quarterback prospect and was deserving of a top 10 pick, assuming we don't hear something crazy later, Malik Willis, the Titans. That's good for Burks. That's exactly what we're talking about. Worried about Tennessee. Now we got to move Burks up. Because if Tannehill's not the guy, man, that was a smart move by the Titans. What is going on? Why did he fall? Why did Malik Willis fall? Dude's going to have a chip on his shoulder the size of a house. Man, can you imagine falling that far thinking we're maybe going to go in the top 10? What an unbelievable fall. Maybe Burks goes... I don't know. It's really hard to raise him any higher than this because I really like Jameson Williams. I literally like Kirk. I think we got to move Burks now. He's here. I mean, I can't really move him much higher than this. London. I know London believers are going to be mad there. I would say that. I would say Burks getting Malik Willis for the future kind of solves some of my worries. London now goes over here. Rashad White, Olave, maybe a running back's going to go here. It's tough. I mean, it's tough to say. We're trying to digest all this in real time. Man, I wish Malik Willis was going to the Lions, though. That's good for the Titans. Good move. Why Houston passed on a running back, I have no idea, Terry. I have no idea. I like Malik Willis. This was dumb by a lot of teams to pass over this kid. He's got a cannon. I think he's a real good prospect. The Pittsburgh Steelers are going to regret passing on Malik Willis. It was their Big Ben replacement. I don't mind the Walker landing spot. It's like Javonte last year. No. A little bit of similarity there, but for the most part, you know, no quarterback and bad offensive line, and they're blowing things up. It's got to make you worrisome. Like I still like Walker. Like here's what I'll say, Kenny. I could see myself coming out with a video tomorrow, so I don't want anybody to lock this in. If you're watching this, don't take this as gospel. This is not how it's probably going to look tomorrow. This is my initial gut instinct. I have a feeling I'm gonna like Walker a little bit more tomorrow. I think I'm definitely taking it hard that he landed in a not so ideal situation. But you might see me put him here. James, you know what? Let's just do it. Let's do it now. You might even see him climb more. But Walker, I'm not buying into this Cook situation yet. I don't know that he's going to be looked at as an every down running back. We'll see. Walker, put Walker here. It's ridiculous to drop Walker anymore. This is 1.8. Walker's the 4. Jameson Williams at 3. Walker at 4. You could even swap them. Wouldn't shock me if by tomorrow I have Walker back at the 3 spot. I just want everybody to know that. Some people put out something and they never waver from it. Me, I go up and down. And I'll tell you why and when too. You know, I'll tell you why and when. But for right now, I definitely feel like Walker is the 4. Walker's the 4. He's not the 5. I can't buy into... Situation's not great, but I can't buy into Cook over Walker just because Cook landed in a better spot. Not yet. And that could change too. Like, you know, I got to digest it. Anybody that tells you they know exactly where to rank them right out of the gate and that they don't waver or change their mind or read something or watch some film again or hear some analysis or hear from the team, hear from the player, hear from the coach, why'd they take him, what do they think of him, he's going to come in right away, and like these things will help me guide you. So for right now, overall ranking, rookie mock draft, Hall, Garrett Wilson, Jameson Williams, the wide receiver for the Detroit Lions, Kenneth Walker, the Seattle Seahawks running back, James Cook, the Buffalo Bill running back, Christian Watson now in Green Bay, Sky Moore in Kansas City, Treylon Burks in Tennessee, now paired with Malik Willis if they end up going away from Tannehill at some point. Drake London is in Atlanta. Rashad White is undrafted currently. Chris Olave, he's a tough one to rank because he's in New Orleans. You got Winston. You don't know what's happening with Mike Thomas. And then 12, I don't know what 12 is going to be. Want it to be Pickens, but he's in a bad spot. He's in Pittsburgh. It's crowded there. They don't have the quarterback support to really feed 3 wide receivers. It's Breece Hall, Garrett Wilson, and then a lot of cloudiness from that point on. Breece Hall, Garrett Wilson, both kind of in their own tier. Breece Hall's in his own tier by himself. Breece Hall, then Garrett Wilson, and maybe a little tier break just because of the situation being so phenomenal. Jameson Williams has got the talent, but the ACL recovery. Walker's got the talent, but he's in a kind of a cloudy situation. James Cook is in a perceived good location, but the Bills are a little complicated in that they could still run Singletary. They could still do a committee. They could see James Cook as a change of pace. Teams are weird about how they use their players. Wouldn't shock me one single bit if Cook was a beast or if he was totally underutilized. And in a way, he's kind of like Singletary. Singletary walked in to his rookie year as, okay, he could be the workhorse back, the motor, did really good in college, great stop-and-go guy, and maybe Cook and Singletary are viewed as the same kind of running back. Watson, I mean, it's tough, man. It's tough. These wide receivers are tough to rank. Sky Moore, Christian Watson, Traylon Burks now getting Malik Willis. Tough to say. That's how I feel for right now. Appreciate you all watching. Rachaad White, it's going to be real critical to find out where Rachaad White lands, because Rachaad White is still, in my opinion, potentially, like if he landed in the most ideal of spots, he could be the number 3 overall pick in rookie only drafts. I could move Rachaad White from number 10 all the way to number 3 if he landed in an ideal situation. So we are going to be on Rachaad White watch for the next, hopefully rest of the night. The Bills pick is in. Okay, make your pick, pal.
Motion detected at the front door.
Ziggy, show me the front door.
Okay.
Bills pick is in. Yeah, Cook is not a big dude. That's why I moved. I started this situation. I started to put him 4. I'm not. Walker's 4. Walker's either 3 or 4. By the end of the night, I'll have Walker either at 3 or he'll remain at 4. I'll decide. Garrett Wilson's in too good of a situation. Terrell Bernard, linebacker, Buffalo Bills. But Garrett Wilson's in too good of a situation to not have him at least 2. But I really, really think that Walker could climb to my 3. He really could. I think I'm just disappointed like a lot of you. I might have a knee-jerk reaction. I might be doing what I said not to do with Javonte. I just, this situation isn't great, but he's Kenneth Walker. I love Kenneth Walker. I think Kenneth Walker is such a talent. His situation is tough. It's tough. What do you guys think right now? Rank Kenneth Walker. Is he number 3 overall? Number 2 overall, number 4 overall, number 5 overall. I want to see a consensus. Just kind of drop a number in the chat. Overall rookie, if you're in a startup dynasty rookie only draft, overall, where do you rank Walker? Just throw out a number. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Walker is the 2. Says Honest Abe. Walker is the 3. Kyle's fine with the landing spot. 5th. Alex says 2. So you guys are taking his landing spot better than I anticipated. Still the 2. Number 3 overall. Yeah, that's good. I'm glad I'm seeing that. I'm glad a lot of you aren't freaking out. I think 3 or 4 overall is pretty good. Like I could see this, by the end of the show I'm gonna have him. by the end of the show, we're gonna have him back at the 2. I could see this. Yeah, I'm feeling like that's better. Look, I love Jameson Williams, but he's got the quarterback and the ACL recovery. The quarterback and the ACL recovery, both of those together, make it maybe more risky than Walker. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you look at this right here, Garrett Wilson is the 2, but Jameson Williams' ACL tear and Goff at quarterback is as risky as Walker's situation, probably. So I think 3's fair. I think it's. I even think I was overreacting initially. I feel like Walker still deserves to be the 3 spot. I know I'm doing this live. I'm adjusting in my own head live. It's tough to digest it. Plus, I've been live like for, aside from sleeping in between, like this will be 2 straight days, so I'm delirious. I need to figure out what my real ranking is for some of these guys, because right now I'm a little off. I need some sleep. I need to digest it. I'll do a rookie ranking video. I just want everybody that's watching right now to understand it could change. I don't want you to walk and go, tomorrow, yesterday you said you liked Walker, you were worried about Walker, now you're excited about Walker. It's going to happen. It's me adjusting live. You're looking at my live reaction, my live adaptation to landing spots and absorbing it. Hall, Wilson, Walker, Jameson Williams, James Cook, Watson, Moore, Burks, London, White, Olave. I like it. Cowboys took Jalen Tolbert. Not bad. You guys like that? Does that look right? Does that look fair? I know some of you like London more than I do. I just don't love London. You got to put Tolbert in there right now? No. But tell me what you guys think. Do you think this looks fair? Does it look pretty accurate? Aside from London, I know a lot of you love London more than I do. I like Burks, Moore, and Watson more than London. That's not going to change probably. But I think that's pretty good. I think that feels very safe. I think Cook at 5 feels very comfortable because we don't know what he's going to be. Jameson Williams, quarterback, ACL. We don't know how that's going to look. Walker at 3 is very safe. It leaves room for a lot of upside. He's so talented. Garrett Wilson's in such a good spot. You got offered a 2023 first for Tolbert. I would take the first, bro. London number 2, nah. I like London, bro, but I don't know. He's got to compete with Pitts for targets. I don't like his quarterback situation. London going to see 20% of the targets. Tactical dogs on it. I like that, bro. I mean, you can move London around wherever you want, but aside from London, so ignore London. Because I think we're all kind of... Where'd White go? Did he go to the Bucs? Did White go to the Bucs? Did he just go to the Bucs right now? Wow. Wow, Rachaad White to the Bucs. I got to make his color red now. I'm glad that happened before I ended the live because I don't want to come back for just that. Rachaad White to the Bucs. Whew. I mean, yeah. I mean, yeah. I'm okay. I mean, it's at first I gotta digest it because it's like you got Fournette there, but Fournette's not necessarily a long-term option. He can catch the ball so well. Let's see how that shakes out. That's interesting. I love Rachaad White, man. He honestly could be the number 2 running back in the draft class. Where do we slot him now? Problem is I got to bump one of these other guys. Do we like Rachaad White in Tampa better than we like Cook in Buffalo, or are we like sold on Cook? Like Cook's, man, I'm gonna have to digest this. I gotta create a rookie ranking video tonight or tomorrow, so I'll definitely be back to do that. I think we need to kind of step away and look at it from a higher lens. But man, I haven't seen the pick come through yet, but you guys are telling me I believe you. Man, does Rachaad White take over as the... This could be good. I mean, Brady, I don't know how long Brady's going to play. Man, this is good. Rachaad White's a baller, bro. Okay, let's readjust this. Damn. This thing's moving all over the place. Tampa's not bad. It's not a bad location. God, do we just swap the running backs? Like, how's that fair to Cook? Just shove them down here now. Oh my God. And I can't keep bumping London down. You guys are going to kill me. So I guess it's not crazy that Cook would fall here. He was the 5. He was the potential 4-5 coming out of when we started this video. Now White takes his spot, and I'm bumping Cook all the way down. James Cook all the way down to 10. How'd that happen? He went from 4 to 10 just in the course of a live stream. London that far down is a crime. Everybody says that. London's a little slowish. He's got some good upside. Yeah, Bucks. I like that. White. There it is. So it's going to go Breece Hall, Kenneth Walker. Let's put this in an overall order on the screen here. All right, let's go. Breece Hall, Kenneth Walker. No, Garrett Wilson. I kind of want to put Kenneth Walker too. We'll put Garrett Wilson there for now. I think it could change. By tonight, I could have Walker back up to 2. I wish his lot. If Walker landed in a great spot, I'd be so thrilled right now. 4 is Jamison Williams. Five is Rachaad White, now in Tampa Bay. Six is going to be Christian Watson. We might have to do some ties here. 7, we'll put Sky Moore. You know what? We'll do this because I know a lot of you feel this way, and I don't mind. I want to put a 3-way tie here because there's arguments to be made for each one of these guys. Tier break. Cook and Olave. James Cook. James Cook, Olave kind of tied for this next spot. Mechie and Pickens, Dotson. I mean, whatever at this point, right? Who'd the Niners take? Davis Price, running back? What? Is that true? Ty Davis Price running. Why would you take a running back? What is going on? We're gonna have to go live on Instagram again in a second. What is going on there? This is my ranking right now. Breece Hall number 1. Garrett Wilson number 2. Although I'm jumping back and forth already. That's how much I'm readjusting to Kenneth Walker's landing spot. I just love Kenneth Walker. I just don't want to get caught believing in his talent and ignoring the situation. You know what I mean? Like that's what I want to make sure I don't do with this Kenneth Walker. That's why I got to digest it properly. Yeah, why did the Niners take a running back right there? Makes no sense whatsoever. I wonder if they would have taken Kenneth Walker. I'm not Kenneth Walker. Rachaad White, if he had fallen. So Kenneth Walker number 3, Jameis Williams number 4, Rachaad White number 5. Now that he landed in Tampa Bay, we knew he'd jump. Christian Watson 6. Sky Moore, London, and Treylon Burks are all very, very close. You could almost call those like a tie for 7 right now, 7 overall. And I understand if someone wants Drake London 1 and Burks 1 or whatever. James Cook, how quickly he fell from my rankings. I had him like at 4 or 5 a minute ago, and now it's like I like James Cook, but I don't fully know that the Bills intend to use him as a workhorse. Yeah, Drew C., I don't know what the Niners are doing. Yeah, 2 Jets players in the top the top 2. Oh man. I could get behind this. We just don't know. I just don't know. I need to sleep on it or at least go through an hour or 2 of digesting it. Kenneth Walker, we just need to look at it. Appreciate all of you being here. Thank you. Please subscribe if you're new. 62 of you still in here. Please hit the thumbs button on the way out the door. No love for Walker, says Raymond. I don't know where you're getting that, Raymond. Walker's literally, like I said, bouncing between the 2 and the 3 overall.
Take a lap.
You don't really need to take a lap. I'm just kidding, but I don't know what you mean by this, Raymond. Okay, appreciate everybody. Crazy, man. Crazy draft. No problem, Raymond. Taking laps is healthy anyway. I love your avatar, by the way. Is that the guy from Street Fighter? What was that guy's name? What was that guy's name from Street Fighter? Gannis or something like that? Gannis. Kyle doesn't like James Cook. Well, you know what, Kyle? We started to play around with him at the 4 or 5 range because this is what it was. It was playtime with the rankings, like live and in front of you. Dolisum? Yeah, that's it. I like it, Raymond. Long arms. Fight. We were playing around with James Cook in this sandbox of rankings, as you will. Sandbox time. We're ranking him, pulling him around, dragging him around. And I quickly settled on Kenneth Walker from like 5, being worried about him. By the end of the show, he's back up at 2. I love Kenneth Walker. I am biased. I'm biased. I'm letting my bias just take hold. I like him so much. I'm willing him to number 2. Give me time. Do not take this as gospel yet. Your boy Smitty's reacting live, okay? This is my live ranking. No one else does this. People put out their stuff later, and they stick to it, and then you ask them like a month later, what do you think? And they stick. Smitty adjusts. I roll with the flow, okay? And my flow is all over the map right now. I'm not ashamed to admit I don't know where I'm ranking them yet, but we're talking about like hours after the draft. Give me a full day, and I feel like I'm going to be pretty rock solid, and I will be unwavering for the most part. You know, I'll always adjust here and there, but give me some time as I work through my feelings on Kenneth Walker. Let me get some facts behind it, not just, let me justify ranking Walker high. I don't do that. I don't justify. But I do need to make sure I get some real good, concrete, tangible, gut feeling driven evidence that helps me justify Kenneth Walker getting out of this situation well and being used. Are they going to use him a lot? Are they going to give him the carries? Will they fix the quarterback situation? Might they trade for Baker Mayfield? We don't know. Kenneth Walker with a quarterback move can jump right up, just completely vault and lock into that 2 spot. Right now he's floating around 2 and 3. Garrett Wilson's in such a good situation. He was honestly not my number 1 ranked wide receiver talent-wise, but his situation's kingmaker. Garrett Wilson could be 2. Kenneth Walker could be 2. I'm not sure what I make of this yet, so give me some time. Appreciate every one of you. Subscribe if you're new. Hit that thumbs button. Hit that thumbs up button on your way out the door. And I don't know if I'm going to go live again tonight, but I definitely think we did a good job. Hour and 10 minutes covering this post-draft stuff. We got the Rachaad White landing spot while we were live, so we don't need to go back and go live again or anything like that. We got everything we kind of need to know in order to rank these guys right here. I guess Isaiah Spiller could fall somewhere in a decent spot, but if he goes in like round 5, then teams aren't viewing him as a starting running back type caliber guy anyway. Yeah, I'm kind of thinking that, Kyle. I'm wavering, but I think Kenneth Walker at 2. I like Garrett Wilson, but Kenneth Walker. Appreciate you. Appreciate every single one of you. Thank you, Kyle. This is goodbye for now. Live every Monday through Friday, 7 p.m. Eastern. So I'll see you all Monday. But I will be back. You guys know I'm going to go live. I may go live tonight. Maybe we mock draft. Maybe we don't. I don't know. I might just go live to talk about the rookies. I might do a post-production video that I'll drop in the morning. I'm not sure. Stay tuned. Stay glued. Hit the bell notification. Make sure your notifications are on for the YouTube channel. Thanks for dealing with my up and down rankings real quick. My sandbox version of these rankings is we bumped them all around. Like Cook went from 4 to like 8. You know, it's crazy. We dropped Cook down to like 8, 9 from like 4. So all over the map. Appreciate you. Leave a comment. I respond to every single comment. Let's go.